Hello, my people. Welcome back to the channel where we speak the truth boldly without fear or favor. If this is your first time here, you're in for a powerful ride because this is where we dissect Nigeria's political drama, expose the games they play behind the scenes, and speak the mind of the common Nigerian who is tired, hungry, and fed up with the same recycled lies. Make sure you subscribe and join the family. We know they sugarcoat anything here. Now let's get into today's gist. No Kobo of Peter Obi came into Labour Party. That's the latest explosive statement from none other than Arabambi, the controversial former spokesperson of the Labour Party. And let me tell you straight up, this is not just political back and forth. This is deeper. This speaks to the heart of what is wrong with Nigerian politics: greed, betrayal, manipulation, and the refusal of the political elite to let go of the old ways, even when the people are crying for change. Arabambi claims Peter Obi brought nothing, zero kobo, into the Labour Party when he joined. He went further to accuse Obi of deceiving Nigerians. Now pause and think about that. The same Peter Obi that gave the LP its national relevance. The same Obi that galvanized millions of Nigerians, especially the youth, to believe in a third force movement. Suddenly, he's being painted as someone who gave nothing. But let's be real, let's break this down the way street people will understand. Before Peter Obi joined the Labour Party, who even remembered the party? Be honest, Labour Party was like one of those parties that appear on the ballot paper but nobody ever checks. In fact, some of us used to think LP was just a platform for disgruntled ex-APC or PDP members to find shelter. But when Obi stepped in, everything changed. He carried the party like a movement. He gave it life, credibility, and attention. Suddenly, town hall meetings were trending. People began shouting, "We know they give shishi," and everyone became politically awake. But now, the same party that benefited from that momentum is allowing people like Arabambi to drag Obi publicly. Una no they fear God. And let's not pretend this is just about one statement. This exposes a deeper rot in our system. It shows how old political actors refuse to appreciate visionary leadership because they are too addicted to money politics and personal gain. Arabambi's outburst is not about accountability, it's about entitlement. See, this is exactly what's wrong with Nigeria. Instead of building on momentum and pushing for real reform, some people would rather burn the house down just to prove they matter. They cannot stand a new wave of politics that doesn't revolve around ego must drop. That's why they're fighting Peter Obi, not because he has failed, but because he has refused to play their dirty game. Let's also talk about the idea of no kobo. So what if Peter Obi didn't bring billions into the party? Is politics now about who drops the most cash or who can deliver the most change? We keep saying we want leaders with integrity, leaders who will use public funds responsibly, yet we turn around and crucify a man for not spreading money like perfume. Make it make sense, please. Let's remind ourselves of what Obi stood for during the campaign. He spoke about cutting the cost of governance. He championed investment in education and healthcare. He visited IDP camps, not dance halls. He presented data, not drama. He represented hope, not just for the elite, but for the vulcanizer in Onitsha, the Okada rider in Kano, the pepper seller in Abuja, and the tailor in Lagos. He made the ordinary Nigerian feel like their voice mattered. And for once, young people came out en masse, registering for PVCs, educating others, and saying, enough is enough. But what do we see now? Infighting, greed, jealousy, petty squabbles about who brought what. And this nonsense is coming at a time when Nigeria is bleeding from every corner, when the naira is weeping, when inflation is crushing families, when our children are out of school, and when hospitals look like abandoned buildings. This is what Arabambi wants to drag us into. Look, the truth is bitter, but it must be told. Nigeria doesn't need another round of stomach politics. We need leadership. We need sacrifice. We need people who will lead without asking for what's in it for them. Peter Obi is not perfect. No one is. But when you compare his discipline, ideas, and transparency to the circus we currently call governance, it's clear the man was a breath of fresh air. So instead of dragging him, we should be protecting that spark. We should be building a political structure that prioritizes accountability over anointed godfathers. We should be demanding internal party democracy. We should be raising up more Obis from every corner of this country, young, old, male, female, people who will serve, not loot. But as long as we allow politicians like Arabambi to distract us with noise, we will keep dancing in circles while the country burns. This is not just about Obi, it's about the idea of a new Nigeria. an idea that frightens the corrupt establishment because it threatens their grip. That's why every time we get close to real change, they bring up division, North versus South, Muslim versus Christian, tribe versus tribe. And now, even within the LP, they are trying to poison the well from within. We must not let them succeed. To my fellow Nigerians, especially the youth, please wake up. Don't let them turn you into political pawns. Ask questions, demand accountability, support credible candidates, not just those with loud mouths or deep pockets. Let's stop clapping for clowns simply because they throw rice during campaigns. Let's start building real structures, support systems, and movements that outlive individual politicians. We need a new mindset, a new political culture, one where ideas matter more than envelopes, one where leaders are judged not by how much they spend, but how much they save and invest in the people, one where accusations like no Kobo came in are irrelevant because value was delivered in credibility, transparency, and momentum. And to Arabambi and others like him, this is not the time to sow seeds of discord. Nigerians are already suffering. Please, if you don't have solutions, kindly step aside. We've had enough of ego driven politics. What we need now is unity, strategy, and purpose. If you claim to be fighting for Labour Party, then help build it. Don't destroy it just because you feel sidelined. And if Obi truly did anything wrong, bring out your evidence. We're tired of accusations without proof. The time of he said, she said politics is over. The Nigerian youth are now wiser. We want receipts. We want facts. So my people, this is our moment. Let's not waste it fighting among ourselves while the real enemies of progress sit back and laugh. Let's focus our energy on the bigger picture. 2027 is not far. What we do now determines what kind of country we'll have in the next election. Will we go back to Egypt or cross over to Canaan? Let's reject distraction. Let's reject division. Let's hold on to hope. Peter Obi may not be a saint, but he represents a path that many of us believe in. Let's not throw away that path because of petty politics. Instead, let's build it better, stronger, and more inclusive. To all my brothers and sisters watching this, don't give up. Don't get discouraged. Nigeria will rise, but only if we rise with it. Only if we challenge these outdated politicians and say, enough is enough. Only if we stop seeing politics as dirty and start participating to clean it up. Let's stay involved. Let's stay aware. Let's stay united. If you felt this message, please don't just scroll away. Like this video. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. We want to hear from you. Share this video with your friends and family. And most importantly, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on more bold, honest, and truth-telling content like this. Together, we will build a better Nigeria. And no matter how loud the noise gets, remember, the power belongs to the people. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.